Perseverance is failing 19 times and succeeding the 20th. Julie Andrews. My friends, we see stocks are mixed today. Bonds and gold are up. Bitcoin is down. But let's look at how we ended the week and where we are on the big trend on all of these. And that, of course, means we go to the weekly chart first. We see that the S&P that started off weak thought we might have a reversal. We didn't, nor did we have super high volume. Now, I know it's a shortened week, okay? We're taking that into consideration, but we can see that it's still a weak week when it comes to volume. Price did go higher. So again, all things being equal and the way volume typically feeds into things, for it to be a healthy up move that's going to be sustained, of course, we just really can't tell. We don't have super high volume showing us a potential peak in up move, but again, as weak as the week started, it could be the final up move. But again, this is the kind of market that just keeps on keeping on. We can see first day of the latest 2-day candle up nicely. Now, even though the market's only up 0.12%. So we'll keep an eye on things here up in the morning, pulling back some in the afternoon, again, staying up. So still in a confirmed up move on the S&P 500. We will keep an eye on things as the next week starts. We see that the NASDAQ 100 pulled back some 0.27%, so just a little over 0.25%. We see on the 2-day candle trying to push through that weekly trend line. The half day is just sitting right dead slap on it at the end of the day. Up in the morning, pulling back. In the afternoon, we see that we have breach. Now, it depends on how we actually draw and connect. If we put it there, which is pretty close, if we actually connect the bottom of the last two, we see that we drop below on this spinning top. But look at the volume here. Volume high last week, average. Volume this week, average. So again, could this mean that we're hitting a top? Because what we see a lot of times on a top, average volume, spinning top, that indecision, then things pull over and head down because you can tell how close the buyers and the sellers are. Now, whoever the insiders are, if they're selling while the dummies are buying, could be that we're hitting the top, or at least that's where the market makers are trying to put it. Don't know that's true. We'll see how this next week plays out. We don't have a red down candle yet, do we? No, we don't. We don't have a reversal that's clearly showing itself, so we will pay attention. Now, so the moves in the stocks are still up. Moves in bonds still down, although bonds were up strong today, 1.31% into the day. Candle pushing through that weekly trend line. We look at the 2-day. Again, this first day of this latest 2-day candle moving up, but below that weekly trend line. So we look at the low last week, 92.23. This week, 92.01. So we did hit a little bit of a lower low. Not a lot of volume here, showing us that we're actually hitting a down move here, a bottom on the down move. So again, we like it to be clear. When it's not clear, then of course we just have to wait a little more time to see how that works its way out. But still short on bonds. Gold pushing up. Now gold has ranged. Remember, it hit 3 times right here in short succession, hitting that ceiling and then bounced off, moved down for 3 weeks, popped up again, hit the ceiling back on the week beginning the 29th of January, then moved away from it. Now it started to move up again. We have a green candle pushing through that weekly trend line. Sort of hard to even draw one there. It's so flat. But we didn't see super high volume when we hit this interim low last week. Haven't seen super high volume at all this week. So again, waiting to see how this shakes out. As we get into the new week, we're just going to, again, watch as the new week progresses. Now, what's up with Bitcoin? Well, down 2.04% on HODL. We can see down in the morning and just sort of sliding sideways or so in the afternoon. As we look at the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart, These small candles here at the bottom, they draw every 195 minutes, 24 hours a day. Look at where we are on the 2-day. We can see where things topped out going back to the 14th of February. And then since then, sliding sideways, getting smaller and more indecisive, more indecision. We have a doji drawing right now with just about average volume, but that's just, well, as we look at it, we can see that, just below average volume for the last 2 days. So we will pay attention to that. Lots of indecision showing there. We can see how much things have cranked down during this last candle as the markets are moving with them closing on Friday. And again, it doesn't affect the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart. Up some, that candle starting at 1430. So that was 230 ending in 195 minutes from then. So again, we'll continue to watch Bitcoin, particularly what happens with it over the weekend. But a big down day on the Bitcoin ETF, the Van Eck Bitcoin Trust, that replaced our old favorite XBTF with HODL, HODL. So again, an up week for Bitcoin, but not hitting the high of last week. Still long on it, but paying careful, close attention, particularly with that doji on the 2-day. So we will keep an eye on things, my friend. Here we are at the end of the week. We've talked about where things stand. We hope that you will put that into the grist mill, churn it up over the weekend, and then we'll get into this next week and see how our practice trades and these markets go. We always love to hear from you. cw@chartingwealth.com. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.